Welcome to Dad Does, and today we are looking at the Epson PowerLight Home Cinema 600. This is a 3 LCD projector, and its real claim to fame is its brightness. We're going to show you that. 3,000 lums of color brightness, but equally important, 3,000 lums of white brightness, which really makes it shine bright. Let's take a closer look at some of the features. Alright, let's start right in the front. First we have this lens cover, also acts as an AV mute. When you close it up, protects the lens. Over here, this is how you adjust the foot. If you just press this down, this is going to drop down so you can adjust the heightness real easy, just like that. Here's a port because it has a remote control, so the infrared signals can come in there. And it also has a speaker, a fan. Let's flip it around though and go over to the back side. Checking out the connections on the back. Closer look here. Got a USB-A and a USB-B, so you can hook up different devices here. It might be your video camera, still camera. I've got the USB. You also have audio left, right, and video input and S video input for some of the older devices, which still use these RCA analog. You can plug them in here. You also have over here for a computer, a more standard VGA. Again, some of the older computers still using that. Then the more common one you'll probably use is the HDMI. So anything which has an HDMI output, could be your video game system, obviously your computer if it has that hooked up, whatever has that high definition HDMI, which is nice because it carries both video and audio. You've got that hookup. Also a port back here, an infrared window, so that that remote, no matter which way you're facing, you'll be able to pick it up there. And then it also has a speaker here in the back. That's nice because it does have a built-in speaker, so you have that as well. We're going to look at the top to show you some of the switches up there as well. One final thing, of course, AC power here, plugs into a standard AC outlet. Alright, jumping to the top, it actually looks more confusing than it is, but basically you have a power switch here, tells you that the lamp is on, the temperature light. You've got your source search. If you have a couple of different things hooked up, you just press this and it'll find the source which is hooked up there. Then you have things like a menu, we'll show you more about this, wide tele to zoom the lens in and out. This is also to control some of the menu options here if you don't want to use the remote. And also, this is kind of this trapezoid effect. If you need to change, if something looks a little bit bigger or smaller on top, you can kind of pull that in or out to try to get that look like a complete rectangle. And then there's a help there as well. Just going to show a little bit further up here. One other thing here, this is also, you want to get this, I'm going to zoom in, ideally as straight to your screen as possible. But let's say you still have something where it's just not looking right, it's not looking rectangular, one side is bigger than the other. You can adjust this, and this allows you to adjust it to try to get your screen really looking like a straight rectangle and not have these off sides there. Just one final thing we should show, of course, this is how you focus right here in front. You just adjust that to change the focus. And then it comes with a remote control, which has all the features you would expect. You can change your different input in here. You can go through the menus, zoom, wide, and all those adjustments can be done directly from the remote. Alright, now while most people would do a really controlled test, a beautiful white screen, all that, this is Dad Does. We're going to show it to you how parents will probably use it. So check out this mess. We have the projector set up, there's stuff all over the ground. It's actually a blue wall, there's tons of light coming in, so this is absolutely not an ideal condition. But what we want to show is how nice the video actually looks, even though we're showing it on a blue wall, not a white wall, light pouring in, and it's really not the ideal situation. So I'm going to zoom in here, but just want to show you kind of the mess so you had a feel for it. Now we'll zoom in so you can get a better idea of the video. Alright, same setup. We've just zoomed in and we'll start our video so you can take a look at it. And just some drone footage, some nice footage of outside so you can see. But as you see, it's pretty clear. Now, it's not HD, it's SVGA, about 800 by 600, so you're not going to get 1080p or super high resolution. But as you see, it's plenty good as it's projected onto the wall here to have a really nice picture if you're doing video games, a video night, a movie night. I think it'd be great for something like that. We're going to show you some more footage, just to give you some more demos of what it can do. So again, just showing the clarity here, it's a really bright, and I think that's the key that kind of separates us, the 3 LCDs and the 3,000 lumens on both the color and the white. And that's why in this really bright room with a non-white wall, you're able to see a pretty clear picture. And I think this is key for parents because while this isn't the highest resolution projector out there, that brightness, because we're not in ideal conditions in a blackout room, is great. So if you do want to do a movie night or project some video games on the wall, you don't need to have ideal conditions. Here, just wanted to show what the desktop looks like. Again, it's going to bring your resolution down so it can display it, but as you see, it's plenty clear. Again, we're still in this really bright room, projected on a blue wall, and as you see, things still look pretty good. Just going to show off a couple of photos here off the computer so you can see the clarity of it. I'm going to flick through these here. And as you see, again, it's pretty clear, looks nice. Another photo here. I think this one's really pretty. And I'll zoom in a little bit just so you can see what it looks like as we zoom in tight. As you get in tighter, you can see that you start seeing some of the dots to it and it starts kind of breaking up. But obviously this can project a huge image, and the idea is that you would be a distance away watching this, not standing 2 inches away from your wall and watching it. So again, a really nice picture there. All right, what we're going to do for you here is just so you can check out the sound quality coming out of the speakers on the projector. Just going to play a quick trailer for you so you can see it and listen to it.
What this is?
A hair. Why are you, Mr.
All right, just to give you a better look for how this looks in the dark, we've now gone outside. This is on a big, ugly white sheet, very wrinkled, but very dark, so you see how bright it is. I'm gonna walk up so you can see just how big this is. So as I put myself on about 6'4" on the screen here, you see it's really casting a wide image, and if we had more room, we could move it back further and it would be really, really, really big. But as you see, a nice bright image, and again, we're outside. This is a pretty wrinkled sheet, so again, not ideal here. But I think as you look at the brightness of it, you really see the quality and just how bright it is. Real quick here, we'll take you through the menu settings just so you can see what we have here. I'll zoom in a little bit to get a better look at it. So things like image, you can change the color mode. There are things like video game in different settings, different brightness, contrast, color, temperature, all of that. You've got some signal settings here. We're leaving a lot of this on auto. You can do your keystone here under the settings. There's extended. You even have network settings. You have economy, which is good. So if you want the lamp maybe time out after 5 minutes to save some power in lamp, you can do that as well. Then the info on it, then the reset. So that's just a quick look at the menu, all controlled through the remote. All right, real quickly, wanted to go over some of the key features here. There's going to be a lot more on our site in terms of the specs, but 3 LCD, 3 chip technology. Big thing here that color brightness 3000 lums, white brightness 3000 lums. Some will have the color that high, but the white isn't, so they're not as bright. We think that's important if you're going to use this in a room which is not really darked out. I want to talk about the resolution, because I know that 800 by 600 does not sound like a lot, but the thing is that provides 480,000 dots. And it can resize all these different images. So you can plug in an HD image out of your computer and it will resize it. And the thing, because you're sitting a good distance away, it's not really a problem having all those dots because you're not that close to the screen. So as long as you're a good distance away, we found the resolution to be fine. Speaking of distance, this is a key thing. The size projected from 30 inches to 300 inches. So you can really project a huge image, which is why we think this is great for a movie night, projected outside, on the garage, something cool like that. All the other specs here, we'll go over all this on the site. A lot of inputs to it. We like that it has a speaker in there so you can have that sound coming out of it directly. You don't need to have external speakers. And of course, the remote control is cool, allows you to control it all. So again, we'll have more specs over on daddoes.com, but overall, really like this Powerlight Home Cinema 600. Really bright picture, great for the family.